Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning. That means it is time to sketch and drink coffee. My coffee. Today we have this toy soldier that we're going to sketch here. And it is black plastic. So this is going to be a day of mostly pushing the darks. Because, honestly, the detail is going to be really fuzzy. Perspective is going to be fuzzy. So it's really going to be about how dark can you make your darks. And still have shadow. And this is one of those instances where everywhere there's shadow, the toy is darker than the shadow. Which way is that going? Looks like it's slightly going that way. I am recording. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Mama. We were having some issues with remembering to record, so my mom has got doing a really good job of reminding me, especially since I teased her about when she used to be a producer. I don't really want to get too many details just yet. I just need everything to be in place. So that I know everything fits on the page. This is the composition part. And again, the fact that he's a hunk of black plastic really messes with what you expect to see. And then the perspective is pretty interesting too, because he's hunked over leaning towards me. He's got something in his hand. I can't tell what he has in his hand. I can't really make out the features of his face. So I mean, this is a challenge. It's a black toy in the shadows. But that's why we do it. That's why we do it. These challenges make us better. I stayed up late last night editing a little video. I was sinus drainage on the camera right underneath the microphone. It's got to sound amazing. Anyway, I stayed up a little later than I should last night editing a video. I edited out yesterday. I told the story about my mom using my dad as a because she was a groupie and she just wanted to get closer to the French horn player. And so last night, instead of doing the sensible thing of going to bed at a decent hour, I edited that into a reel and put it on Instagram. Because I know it's such a sad story about how my poor dad is being abused for his French horn abilities. And how upset that must make him. Anyway, so instead of going to bed at a decent hour, I was editing that video. That is too high. My poor abused dad. Trapped by the pretty girl. He's so abused, right? Like I said, as a fellow trophy husband, I'm fully aware of the sacrifices. Oh no! Alright, I think Claudia's break's going to get cut short because there's not a whole lot of detail I can see. Poor Claudia and Elizabeth, they're in the Netherlands, and so it's lunchtime there, and they come watch us during their breaks. And the other day, I was going to finish just a little early, and she said, "No, don't cut my break short." I'm not sure there's anything I can do about it. I mean, the drawing's done. What do you... I can keep drawing, I suppose. And I could. These things, I could sit here and mess with these things for hours, trying to capture just the right amount of detail. Raise your valuables. It's getting deep today. Oh, that's funny. Alright, so again, this is one of those days when you just have to push the darks. So we're really going to push the darks on this one. Because not only is he a black toy, but he's a shiny black toy, which means there's no texture. And because there's no texture, that means the gray tones are almost null. It's just almost either black or... The gray tone is where the light's hitting it. So it's either black or it's either in the dark or it's in the light. It's not, there's no in between. So you really have to just have to trust that your darks are where they're supposed to be. See, in some of this, the reflected light, it's got reflected light from this side and it's in shadow on this side, which is not what you expect to see because you've got the light coming from this way. But the body is shading it on this side, so this is the side that's dark. So this is, like I said, this is a very particular challenge. Drawing a black plastic toy is not as straightforward as one would think. It's almost all contact shadow. But I think I think we about got it. I do. Let's clean up some of those lines. Yeah, I gotta do something about the sinuses. Nobody wants to hear that, least of all me. I think yeah. All right, now let's come in. Now let's come in and add the shadow on the dais. Don't break your lead. He has a shadow across here. And then there's a shadow across here. There is a shadow across here, but this is wonky. The dais has a reflected light along the bottom. You guys can't see that. I know that detail is not visible from your view. But from my perspective, it's actually a pretty important detail. Shadow makes him look like a Ninja Turtle. Wonky. Wonky. I think wonky is actually the official term, Mother. She's in the chat room saying that's a new artistic term, wonky. I think that's actually the official term. All right. So the shadow of the dais down here is a little darker because it's touching. But it is not darker than the dais. And then everything that comes off of that is absolutely lighter. try to blend it in a little. All right. I need this to blend right here because I need it to not look like the edge of the dice. I need it to look like part of the shadow. Alright, how are we doing on time? Oh, 5:51. We're way ahead of schedule. Because honestly, about the only thing left to do is make sure it's understood that he is not make sure that all of his currently white bits are not white. You have to make sure when you do this part, you have to make sure and go over the shaded bits also, because you have to make sure that they remain darker than the other bit that you're adding. So I think this whole bit right here is a bit much. Bit of trivia: the main focus of the artistic biker was to get you more comfortable with doing art, to eliminate or reduce the fear of the white page. Also, you don't need expensive supplies. You know, that's a true story. I think she's trying to remind me what we're doing here. But I think that think that we're about to cut Claudia's break short. Today, the original purposes are still in effect. Just be free with your creativity. Aw, mother. Alright. I'm not real happy with this, honestly. This should be just a little lighter. This should be just a little lighter than the die is. Should read more as a shadow. Like that. I think we're pretty close. I'm calling it. What is today? Today's the 2nd of May. $5:57. All right, let's see here. Show you what I see. Okay, we gotta fix that shadow. I can't have that. I couldn't in good conscience leave that shadow like that. Alright, let's try it again. Much better. It still has issues, but it is much better than it was. Do. Not too bad. Shadow still has issues, but for a black plastic toy, I'm kind of happy with it. I can make him darker, but what little detail you can get now, it would completely obscure like the photo. I mean, you can't hardly see any of the detail on the photo or on the toy itself in this light. Maybe I could put more light on it, but honestly, kind of happy with what we've got. And it's 6 o'clock, so it's time for me to start getting ready for work. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. We do this every morning. There's a whole bunch of these if you'd like to watch them. So, oh, my camera's way up there because I was standing up last night. Be sure and tune in tomorrow morning at 5:30. We'll do it again. Same Artistic Biker channel, same Artistic Biker time. Peace out. And we dance. We dance even though all you can see is the top of my head dancing.